We're at the Vancouver Resources Investment Conference in Vancouver 2014, and I'm very excited to have Mickey Fulp, the Mercenary Geologist. Welcome along, Mickey.
Good to see you. Nice to meet you, Tim, actually.
So what's the flavour? What do you feel the flavour here? Is it a gold flavour? Is it a silver flavour? Is it a potash flavour?
Well, I would say the chances of it being a silver flavor or a potash flavor probably slim, because really it's gold that runs the Toronto Venture Exchange, much like its predecessor, the Vancouver Stock Exchange. It's all about gold in it. Gold's not particularly my favorite commodity at the minute, but the fact remains that when gold does well, the sector does well.
It's the four-letter word that never offends anybody.
Very, very good. And it's that color that gets people. You see people and you show them a nice big piece of pretty gold and their eyes just glaze over. There's something about the human psyche that is enamored with gold and has been since recorded history. So that said, the attitude, the mood here, the ambiance of the conference is probably good, because we've had a $100 bump in the Venture Exchange Index since first of the year. So we think we've seen the bottom. We think things are going to get better. So being naturally eternal optimists, especially as a geologist like I am, an eternal optimist, we're kind of uplifted right now.
So a lot of investors lost faith in gold for the last couple of years. And I feel a change in sentiment. So there are people watching and going, well, is this a flash in the pan? Do you feel a change in the sentiment, Mickey?
No, I think we feel a change in the sentiment of the market, and this would be the beginnings of a change in sentiment. But to tell you the truth, Tim, I don't think so. I think we're pretty lucky with a low gold price right now, because I'm one of these guys that is a physical gold guy in your physical possession, thinking that gold is not an investment, it's not a speculation. The companies are, but I like to own physical bullion. So this has been a buying opportunity for me over the last year. I bought gold, didn't buy it this week because the price kind of bumped up at the end of the week, but I'm an American. I brought a few $1,000 in cash to buy gold in Vancouver, and the markups here are pretty good. So I'm looking for a low. If we hit a little bit low gold price, I'm going to be over buying a couple ounces of bullion in the next week or so. So it's a buying opportunity for people that like physical gold in their physical possession.
Buying gold's always been an opportunity. Now you're the mercenary geologist, so you kind of understand a lot of the assets that these guys have got here.
Yeah.
Now, without putting my nose in too far, have you got any favourites?
Well, I do have a couple of favorites, but they're not in gold space. I am very bullish right now on the short, medium, and long-term price of copper, because 25% of the world still can't turn on a light at night. They're not electrified. It takes copper. So my favorite company in copper space would be Curis Resources Limited, a soon-to-be ISR copper producer in southeast Arizona, in Florence, Hunter Dickinson Company. So they can raise money, they got a tight share structure, got a robustly economic project called Florence. I think I mentioned that. So, and it's ISR project. You're not building a mine, ISR, in situ recovery, you're building a well field.
What about any other commodities? What are you looking
at? Uranium. I like uranium, not particularly in the short term, but the mid to long term. The supply-demand fundamentals of uranium are absolutely compelling. I wrote about that about a month ago on my website, mercenarygeologist.com.
Say that again.
Mercenarygeologist.com.
Right.
You can access my piece called The Supply-Demand Fundamentals of Uranium.
So you've got a newsletter?
I do. I write a newsletter. Yeah, that's what I do. I'm an analyst, newsletter writer, talking head, pundit, maven, writer, speaker, analyst.
Okay, so we're going to put that on the bottom there, so you can just click on that and go to that website.
Yeah, so I don't go out and make geology maps anymore. You know, I quit doing that about 5 years ago. I miss that. That's the only thing I miss about it, because I don't get to draw lines on a map and drill holes and see the results. But I do see the results of other people's work, and that's what I do, is evaluate that work. So my favorite company in uranium space is Energy Fuels,
Yep.
the only conventional uranium miner in the United States,
Yep.
most highly leveraged company in North America, the uranium price. If you think as I do that we have a higher long-term uranium price in the mid to long term, let's say, then that would be a company that I choose to own, and I would suggest that watchers of this video might consider. Now, before we change subject,
Yeah.
let me say
Yeah.
that both these companies, Curious Resources and Uranium or Energy Fuels, are sponsors of my website, own their shares. So I'm completely financially biased, and my opinions are colored because of my financial involvement.
That
in
was
the
a
company.
disclaimer, folks.
That
So
was a disclaimer.
now-
yeah. This guy's pretty
What's-
quick on the draw here. Glad you realized
what's
that.
going on, Mickey, is people are looking at this and they may have just come across resources as a potential investment opportunity. So as somebody coming in and going, I don't know where to go, of course they can go to the website.
Yeah.
What would you say to people who are just thinking about investing in resources and they haven't really made any decisions?
Yeah, so if you're new to the game, I think you need to go in and do a lot of research and get
Fundamentals.
fundamental stuff. And it just so happens I have a good 15 past newsletters archived on my website under my newsletter page, which is Monday Morning Musings from Mickey, the Mercenary Geologist. I like alliteration. So you go to the Musings page and you look for ones called A Primer for the Lay Investor. So there's one called Share Structure People Projects, a primer for the lay investor. There's one called Resources and Reserves, a primer for the lay investor. There's one called Mining the Stock Market, which is what a lot of these companies do. They don't mine the ground, they mine the stock market. So I'm
So
trying to
educational profile.
educational stuff, and probably 50% of what I do is educational, because with the idea, if you educate people and they become better able to do their own due diligence, they make better stock picks, they make more money. If they make money in this market, they'll keep putting money in the market.
And they'll grow the market.
And that increases the liquidity of the market and lifts up stock prices, so it's a win-win situation for all involved.
Mickey, it's been a pleasure talking to you.
Likewise,
And all the
Tim.
best at the
All
conference.
right, thank you very much.